Hey everyone. So today we're going to look at the brand new artist that we're going to work with, and his name is Joan Miró. I know it kind of looks like Joan, but it's pronounced Juan. So this is Joan Miró, and Joan Miró is from Spain. So if we look over here, this yellow part, this is Spain. So he was born and raised in Spain, but he later moved to Paris, France. His parents were watchmakers, and if you've ever been curious about how a watch is put together, this is one of the processes. So when Juan Miro was about 7 years old, he started drawing. This is probably very close to what he used to draw. I know it looks very strange and definitely not what we're used to, but back then they used to have different tools to draw. So from the age of 7, he started drawing and he never really stopped. He continued up until his teens. And then by then, he had acquired painting skills, he had acquired sculpting skills, and he had acquired ceramic skills. So for those of you who are not familiar, I know you guys all know what painting is. Sculpting is you can use stone, you can use clay, but it's really just to make different figures, okay? And of course, ceramic is using clay and then putting them in an oven so that they become hard. Kind of like your plates at home. Maybe your plates and your cups are made of ceramic. So as he got older, he enrolled in the St. Uke Artist Circle, which is right here. It's a very old building, but this is kind of where he started learning a lot of different things and how to make his work even more creative. So let's take a look at this video and learn just a little bit more about Joan Miró.
Joan Miró, 1893, 1983. Who was Joan Miró? He was a painter, sculptor, and ceramist. He is known for his surrealistic paintings. Where was he from? He was from Barcelona, Spain. How did he learn to paint? He began drawing classes at the age of 7. Miró enrolled in an art academy in Barcelona at the age of 19. What did he like to paint? He liked to create cubist paintings. He created magical realistic paintings. He also liked to paint surrealistic paintings. created sculptures. Curiosities about Joan Miró. Miro's work is filled with symbols, including birds, women, and the stars. The ceiling of his bedroom was full of painted stars. He was friends with Pablo Picasso. There are two museums dedicated to his work, one in Barcelona and one in Palma de Mallorca. His work has been interpreted as a recreation of the childlike.
All right, so let's move on and talk about this word that they mentioned, surrealism. So I just wanted to give you a quick definition of what surrealism meant. So paintings, sculptures, drawings that are like dreams, where there are things we know, but put together in a different way. Now, if we look at this image right here, so again, paintings, drawings, sculptures that are like dreams, where there are things we know but put together in a different way. We see what's a light bulb, obviously, but then we see a fish in there. Has anyone ever seen a fish in a light bulb? Yeah, I didn't think so. I haven't either. So, this would be considered surreal art. Just because there are things that we know, like the light bulb and the fish, but they're put together and don't necessarily go together usually. So, what is surrealism? Let's take a look at this video.
Reality. We all have to live in it. It's made of real things like trees and staplers and washing up. All very useful, but also just a tiny bit boring. Which is why the world needs surrealism. So, what is surrealism? Surrealism is an art movement started by French writer André Breton back in the 1920s. He was interested in things like dreams, fantasies, and thoughts in our minds that we don't even know we're having. Artists such as Salvador Dali, René Magritte, Dorothea Tanning, and Eileen Agar explored these ideas by creating surrealist art. So what does surrealism look like? There are two main types of surrealist art. The first type is inspired by dreams, like this piece by Spanish artist Salvador Dali. Dali was the big name in surrealism, known for his wild behaviour and even wilder art. Like dreams, his work often combines things you wouldn't expect to see together, like this piece. But hey, dreams can be frightening. Just look at this nightmarish painting by the American artist Dorothea Tanning. Surreal, huh? The second type of surrealism is called automatism, which is art made without thinking. So if you've ever doodled whilst daydreaming, I hate to break it to you, but you're a surrealist. Check out this playful piece of automatism by the Spanish artist Joan Miro. Is this the sort of thing you doodle? How did people react to surrealism? The surrealists were brilliant at promoting their work, Dali especially, who wowed the huge crowds at their London exhibition by showing up in full diving gear. But most critics gave the show absolutely rubbish reviews. What does surrealism influence today? Nowadays, you'll see surrealism's influence everywhere, from wacky adverts to video games to surreal scenes in comic book films. Anything that tries to break free of plain old reality with a little wildness, weirdness, and joy.
All right, so let's keep going. So we have here our first Miro piece, and I'm sure you guys saw this in one of the videos, but what do you notice about this? So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to look at it. Name maybe 2-3 colors that you see here. Very nice. How about 2 or 3 shapes that you see here? Good job. So I definitely see a big red circle. I see the color yellow, color blue, the color green, but this actually almost looks like a figure to me, like a person, doesn't it? Maybe these are the feet. This is the body. And these are the hands. And of course the head. Now, Joan Miró really liked to play around with figures. He liked to play around with color, and you'll see that more often. So let's keep going. Here's another one. What do you notice about this? A couple things I notice. This big blue star. That's very different colors than everything else that he uses over here. I also noticed this figure. Almost looks like an eye. Well, an eye right here, and then maybe the mouth, or maybe the nose. So it takes a lot of imagination to look at Joan Miró's work. I also see this little face, almost looks like a spider to me. Does anyone else see a spider? Ooh, and also this figure, definitely. Maybe the feet right here, the body. Maybe these are the arms and the face. Does this kind of look like something maybe you've seen in cartoons or maybe even in your dreams? Now let's look at this one. This one's interesting. I'm going to give you just a moment to maybe think of maybe a story that goes with this. To me, it almost looks like a mermaid right here. Maybe she's jumping up and getting this fish. Maybe this is a big whale tail. I guess that's what kind of reminded me. Maybe the blue here, the yellow as the background, the stars. Maybe this is the sun. This could also be the moon. Has anyone drawn like Joan Miró? Do you remember the style of drawing while daydreaming? Oh yeah, it is called autonomism. So remember, autonomism is when you're just kind of doodling, not really thinking about what's going to happen. This is a really good example of it. You can kind of see figures in this, but it almost looks like just like a silly little doodle, right? Does anyone see anything in it? Interesting. I kind of see a bird. I don't know, maybe the beak? Do you see that? Very good. All right, so let's keep looking at his work. And remember, he made these big sculptures. And how do we know it's big? Well, let's look at the people around him. This little girl too. That's a big sculpture. What do you think the sculpture is? I kind of think it might be like a cow, but also like a penguin with flippers. So maybe he combined a couple of animals and put them together, which is interesting. Here's another sculpture. What do you see here? What does this figure look like to you? For me, it almost looks like a flower, and then maybe like a person sitting on top of it. It's a really cool sculpture. I like the colors a lot on it. What do you see? Very nice. And we'll look at this last one. This one, to me, almost looks like a xylophone. Ding, 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 ding. Does it look like a musical instrument to you? If not, what does it look like? That's interesting. Yeah, so you can see that, this is big. Look at this tiny person back here and look how huge this is. Very, very big. But we're going to be looking at this piece, Joan Miró's The Garden. I love this piece. I love doing this piece with you guys. So I love drawing it, but in my own way. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw this first. We're going to plan out our garden, and then actually we're going to make a sculpture. And I'm going to show you how to do that with things that you probably have at home. So don't worry, you don't need any special anything. You probably have all this stuff at home. Okay? All right. See you later.